So I decided to relearn how to type after spending the last 20 years just using my pointer fingers. Yet I still needed to actually type because most of us use a computer, right? It was really hard to fight against the urge to just use this pointer finger once again. And obviously I can't just practice and then not use it, right? Because with every email, every message I type, obviously not my phone, it ingrains the practice even more. And let me tell you, that initial friction caught me a little off guard because I expected this to not be so painful, but it was. And every time I would type the wrong finger, I'd have to go back. I'd have to redo exactly what I did. Even when I just wanted to get what I wanted down in word form, I did it anyway. But in a way, this is not just about typing, right? But more about like habit change and the difficulty that it is to change a habit that you've had for 20 years. Let me show you why that in of itself was the actual challenge. But yeah, I want to break that down, but let's start from the beginning. Yeah, if you don't know me, hi, my name is Tyler. I am a part-time freelance software engineer, content creator, and game developer. And on this channel, we talk about productivity, personal development, and learning in ways that are impactful yet simple, one step at a time. Now, I'll be completely honest. I would say I was pretty good at the finger picking method that is the way I typed. And honestly, there was no reason to change it. I could have just gone the rest of my life not changing it. Yeah, sure, I had to actually look at the keyboard and actually watch where I'm going. And sure, it was a little slow at times, but I'd say it was pretty damn good. And it basically became normal to me. I mean, I could make a joke about it every once in a while, but yeah. And I've always known that it was bad. I just never when it got around to actually fixing it. Because I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it in some cases, right? But lately I've been trying to push myself and to actually challenge myself a lot more. And so the most obvious thing, especially when it's something that I do on a daily basis, is typing. So why not try to tackle that at least? Now, the obvious thing being that I need to always type. So it was probably going to slow me down a lot because it's not necessarily just like a skill like crocheting or knitting or drawing where I could just do on the side, and it's not part of like living my life basically. But in a way that was actually a good thing because it meant that I had to use it. It's like learning a language. If you're forced to use it, you actually will probably get better at it. But it puts you on the spot, and because you're always using it, you're getting a lot of reps in. One could say trial by fire basically with my typing, and obviously with that came discomfort because I couldn't type with it. I had to actually think with my brain and be like, okay, I have to use this finger, I have to use that finger, I can't use my pointer finger for literally every key. So I basically used this website called Typing Club, which is a bunch of fun exercises. It's a lot of fun, and I tried to keep the ideas simple because for me the importance is simplicity in trying to execute at the end of the day. I would at least do one exercise, maybe two, or maybe three even every day or every other day whenever I got it in. But the point was to keep showing up and do little bits because it was a lot easier to get it done basically. And especially when it came to my actual usage, I made sure that if I used the wrong finger, most of the time I've actually gone back and redid the keystroke because I'm not gonna get lazy with that at all. Because if I just go back to it, it's an excuse. I just go back to doing the old way and then not reinforcing the new way. And while difficult, it helped ingrain the muscle memory needed to actually type better. Of course, it made things a lot slower and made my productivity a bit slower, but that's all short term in the end, right? And especially with the website, it does encourage you to actually not look at your hands because obviously, like if I'm not looking at my screen and I'm not really checking if what I'm typing is right. So I made sure to stick to those few rules to actually improve my typing. And there were a lot of moments, and there were still moments where I did switch back to it initially because I really just wanted to get the idea out. And there were a lot of times where I wanted to just type something and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get my phone out. I'm just gonna type it on my phone because I don't want to type it. Because I would get the same letter, let's say a K, or especially when the pinky ones, when it's like a Q, a Z, a P, question mark, especially even capitalizing stuff. God, that was a pain in the butt. But I knew that eventually, as I did it more and more and more, it would get easier. Like a lot of things that I've been learning, especially with languages, because the more you actually learn, the more actually you know what works for you, and then you actually keep going. And it's a lot easier in the end. And I think we're about a few months in now, and I can confidently say that my typing, well, not 100 words per minute, it's more of like 30, I'd say average. It's gotten a lot easier. And I find myself actually autopiloting a whole lot more on the new way, which is the touch typing method. I should have probably mentioned that some time ago. And I think it was only like a couple weeks ago that I started noticing the habit actually shift. I mean, there were still moments where I switched back to the pointer finger stuff, but like for the most part, I felt myself comfortably staying on touch typing, which is surprising. You'd figure like, oh, it would take a long time to fix. And that's probably why I was lazy, but it was a lot easier to fix it once I got past that initial discomfort of trying to change it. And maybe I'll even show a quick clip right here of me typing just to actually show proof that I actually am typing a whole lot better, actually properly for once, because that'd be very bad if I couldn't actually prove it, and then you'd be like, oh, this guy is not really and it's not perfect. It's not perfect. That's definitely the case. I still do the wrong fingers, and then I make a lot of mistakes while typing still. And I'm sure a lot of people still do that even after many years of typing. But the point of it is progress, and that I've changed it, and I actually can change it. And because I showed up every day and fought through the resistance and kept trying over and over, I'm getting closer. And I think that's what matters the most. So I can comfortably say that I can type with touch typing mostly, except for numbers. I'm still working on those upper row of keys. I'm definitely still a little slower, but I'd say I've caught up like around, because I'm about average 30-40 words per minute. And I will assume that I will get a little faster the more I type, but I can confidently say that I'm a lot more comfortable now with it. It's so much easier and so much smoother because my hands are used to it now. And I say this taught me that you can change stuff. You just gotta keep it simple. It's like trying to run a marathon. You can't just expect yourself to run a marathon day of, or run a whole marathon just to see if you can actually run the marathon, like marathon length running the marathon. It's a reminder that habit change can be simple, and that's probably at least for me, that's been the most effective way of changing my habits and to actually get the desired outcome. And to not avoid the discomfort, because being uncomfortable in a lot of cases isn't bad. I mean, there's discomfort as in like being a bad person, and then there's discomfort in, oh, this is too hard, I don't want to try. But also that I didn't need to be necessarily motivated. I just need to show up, do my little bit, and then move on with my day. Just keep showing up over and over and over. And to also be patient with myself at the end of the day. Had I actually crammed all of it all at once, or just tried to expect myself to actually get it quickly, would have probably knocked me down early, to be honest. But yeah, I guess this is kind of more than just typing at that point. It's habit change, right? In some ways, it is about keeping the habit change simple and to actually show up every day. The simpler it is, the easier it is to enforce. And it makes you kind of think about a habit and be like, is this going to be easy to keep up with, or am I going to give it up in like a week? Or less even. And the simplicity also removes the friction of starting a habit in the first place. To think, oh, I have to do it again today. And I know I've had my own complaints about exercise, especially regarding that. But yeah, I'd like to pass that question off to you. What habit could you possibly change in a very simple way starting now? I'll also leave the typing club stuff, the link of it, in the description if you're interested. And if you'd like to also do the typing club thing, just remember those 3 recommendations. Do a little bit every day. Don't look at your hands. When appropriate, obviously. In the beginning, it's going to be really hard. And 3, don't be hard on yourself. And this honestly can apply to habits in general, so take that with what you will. But yeah, if you're interested in another video of mine, there's this video, which is about the AI stuff and a kind of a similar way of realizing, oh, I've been thinking about this all wrong. But yeah, if you're interested, check this video out. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.